Now, y'all, mark my words. Anjou is the son to watch. Do you hear me?
Only apply that. Get it, don't be timid when you ain't apply that. Love upon it, give along, leave it. I don't want no trip, baby, spend like
My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay? And today we're back to talk about the Serpent Queen Season 2, Episode 1 Grand Tour. This is going to just be a quick recap and review till I kind of gauge if this is something you guys really want to talk about, and if these reviews are something that you like. But baby, we open up, and life is about what you're willing to do to survive, okay? It is now the year 1572. It's 10 years later after the events of the first season, meaning that the oldest son, who was king, right? We know that he passed away under precarious situations. Before he did, Catherine de Medici got him to sign her over as regent, okay? Basically saying that she would rule until the next oldest heir was of age, okay? And so now Catherine, we know if you watched first season, had 10 kids. 10 of them. Big 10, okay? And I think at this point in 1572, she only has 6 of them left, if that tells you anything. And so she's had this revolutionary idea now that her next oldest son, the one who is to be king, is of age, that she wants to do a royal family grand tour around the countryside, introducing themselves to the locals, to the small folk, in hopes that they will have a love, respect for the crown and for the family. This is like a feel-good publicity tour, okay? They want to assess how everyone feels, and it's never been done before. The new king is Charles, the ninth, and so he's very docile, very moldable, teachable. But with that said, he is also, I think, very easy to bend to suggestion, right? So keep that in mind as we're watching this season. But the brother right under him, Anjou, that's the one I think that we need to worry about. Again, one thing about Catherine, she's that one. Okay, she is a political strategist and beast. She is 2 steps ahead in most situations, and we're going to see. So we meet the cousins, honey. We know the cardinal and his brother and they mama, who's up to no good always, who wants the Catholic Church to have control. Then, we have the 2 Protestant brothers who still have their mission. Now, the Protestant brothers, we know Catherine took the pinky, but saved the head, okay, for one of them. But they feel like they still want to take Catherine out. They said, whether it's now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, we are going to plot ultimately to get rid of her, okay? And so now that the Catholic Church is losing control, the cardinal's mama decides that she has a plan. There is a woman preacher, a Protestant, who's teaching new ideas and has a local congregation. And her idea is that they get some rascallions, right, to burn up the church, to cause a commotion. They'll blame it. The Protestants will blame it on the Catholics, and so they'll reprise that action and they'll start a war. Basically, her mission is to start a war so that the Catholic Church can gain power. They can convince Charles, of course, and the Queen to intervene. All right. Now, meanwhile, on the home front, we meet a much older Rahima, a 10 years older Rahima, honey, who is resting in the fact that she's that girl now as well, okay? Doesn't seem to have a care in the world, but baby, she has matured in the ways of Catherine. All right. She's opening every letter before they even get sent to the original person and have them sealed back. She might as well be a madam because she got the girls on lock, infiltrating all kinds of meetings with the royals, with everybody, so that she is, she's basically the master of whispers. If you watch House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, you know the deal. That's Rahima. And Rahima is relishing in that role. I'm excited to see what we're going to see from her the rest of the season. The king loves his mama. Again, Anjou is hell. He really thinks he should be king. He doesn't think Charles is fit. He thinks he's the king. And apparently he's Catherine's favorite. But Catherine tells him ultimately, your whole sole purpose in life is to help your brother. That's it. But alas, Catherine has been having dreams. And we know from the past that Catherine's dreams tend to come true. This dream, honey, she goes into a forest. There's a mirror. She sees herself. She sees a nest. She sees 10 eggs. A bunch of them are cracked open, okay, with blood, and one flies free. And the man says, her little witch doctor, who she always goes to see, children, there's always a price to pay, Catherine, for all of your actions. There's a cost. We learned it from Rumpelstiltskin. If you watched Once Upon a Time, magic has a cost. Everything for a cost. Okay, girl. So, and the man says to her, listen, you've already buried 4. You only have 6 left. I think she's got 2 daughters and 4 sons remaining. But listen, the way it's shaping up, they're all going to be taken out. The oldest sister is very interesting, the blonde one, right? She has a daughter that looks exactly like her. And then she has this blonde daughter who I believe is the older of the 2. She has an interesting kind of weird relationship with Charles. I'm interested to see what that is going to look like, because I like how they were looking at each other. And maybe, again, I watched too much Game of Thrones, too much House of the Dragon, but something looked off to me in that situation. But she is like, she doesn't want to be under the thumb of her mama, and she doesn't think Charles should be either. And she tells him he needs to be his own man. So the Protestant brothers have made a deal behind Catherine's back, because again, while the cardinal and they mama is plotting, right? The Protestant brothers are plotting as well, but they're plotting now for trade. They want to create a system of trade with England using one of their wives who has a connect, right? To start trade dealing, small at first, but to show, you know, that France is a Protestant nation, and that, you know, we can get this money going. Right. And not everyone's going to like that. The queen said she was up for it eventually, but not right now. OK, but so they get in their mind that they're going to convince the king. And Charles is already, you know, be your own man. He's already convinced he needs to do that. And so when they appeal to him, he's like, all right, let's do it. Let's go. I'll go. And so they convince him to go to this church service in the middle of the night with the lady preacher. Child. Why did they do that? Why did they do that? The one brother of the cardinal, the mama, is like, you know, he's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want any parts of this. You know, this isn't the right thing to do, honey. We find out he was having a whole love affair with some young man. And the young man needed money for his family. And so he turned on all the letters the man wrote. So basically she got him on the side, and he's the military guy, right? And so anyway, honey, they burn up the church that night. It goes up in flames. Now, was the king in there? Was he not? Were they late? Had they been there? We will see, because when I went back and looked at it, I couldn't see who exactly was in the church except for the lady preacher and her regular congregants. But again, if he was in there, that means the 2 Protestant brothers were in there too. And I can't think that they would be taken out so easily and so early in the episode. Again, is the king burnt up? We shall see, y'all. But I'm absolutely here for it. The cardinal mama is so low down. And Rahima is snooping on everybody. I think Rahima, like I said, is going to come into play later on in this season and be a key part of the story, just as she was in the first season. But y'all drop it in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of season 2, episode 1 of the Serpent Queen. Are you here for it? Are you here for these reviews? Just let me know in the comments below. And if you're still here and you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.